This video is sponsored by Renaissance Bank, the best bank in the South. Hit them up at renaissancernation.com. It's quite rare that a team talks in the offseason and the preseason about how much better they're going to be on one side of the ball, and then to turn out to actually be that good, that much better on that side of the ball. We hear talk every preseason, oh, we really got better, and we have a new coach and this new scheme, and usually 9 times out of 10, it's more of the same. But in LSU's case, if one game is any indication, then that offense is better at LSU. Joe Burrow was outstanding in the season opener. It completed like 100% of his passes for a bunch of yards and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Super efficient in the RPO underneath pass game. Let's take a look. One thing that's a theme in this video, Joe Burrow was 5 for 5 passing in the red zone in this game for 5 TDs. All the completions went. And this is supposed to be the hardest place on the field to throw the ball. And the reason is because of that back line of the end zone, everything gets squeezed down on you. And there's usually, without the depth of field, there's tighter coverage. And they still were really good. Here you're going to get a little bump slant into the middle of the field, off play action in the backfield. So watch the play. Fake it, linebacker comes up, throw it over his head, touchdown. A couple things on this play. It's really simple throw and catch is what it is. It's timing. The timing was really good and the accuracy was good. And it's not terribly hard throws in the red zone. It's just the timing has to be perfect and get the ball to your playmakers. They give them a 3-4 look, so 7 on the line of scrimmage against that bunch look for LSU. But they're going to go single receiver. On the snap, this play action pulls this linebacker into the hole. So that's the purpose of it, is you're trying to open it up. So what's going to happen is backside's going to float. He's got to replace that linebacker who's coming up. And if he sees pass, he's got to float back and take away the slant, that linebacker. Problem is, he can't do it. He's got the left guard upfield, downfield actually blocking him, grabs his face mask. So now nobody's going to get underneath, including that play side defender who gets a little wide. And so this is actually a miss by this official. It's right in front of him. Lineman downfield, about 5 yards from the spot, and hands to the face. It's right in front of him, a foot in front of him. He doesn't see it. So it's interesting that a pass is actually going to come off the hip of the left guard, right off his shoulder for a touchdown. See it from behind. There's a block downfield happening, a little face mask action right in front of the umpire. And again, it's not often that you throw one right off the helmet of your left guard into the end zone for a touchdown. LSU defense gets a stop here. Reed for the quarterback, or it looks like Reed. He keeps, winds up tackle for loss. 2 guys get there. Great play and urgency from the safety, which I'll show you really coming downhill, playing a team that you don't expect to throw the ball on you a ton. But here's what's interesting about this. If we watch just the first few steps of the play, when the mesh is about to happen, his eyes are play side, and they're stepping down with the play side guard, out with the play side tackle, and it's as if they're going to turn that defensive end loose to read him. But the up back, tight end, H-back's pulling into this hole and winds up hitting him. So you can see right here, if that's who they're reading, and that's why he keeps the football, you wind up blocking him and instead of leaving it unblocked. It's almost as if H-back is supposed to get around and pick up that next level defender, but doesn't get there because he runs into the guy that you're reading. That's what it looks like to me. The other thing is, if you just watch the play to this point, it looks like they have it, right? The tackle is out on a smaller defender on the edge. He's going to take the ball here. If somebody picks him up, he's going to pitch. He's got a pitch man. There are numbers and leverage right here for this play to happen. So why doesn't it happen? It's because this guy gets off the block and this guy is super fast downhill. Watch him react. So now you've gone from you've got it blocked to your tackle's on the ground and the defender's still up. The safety is now in the picture because he's so urgent, and your pitch man is way, way out of position. If it's RPO, he should throw it to him right now. If it's a pitch, he's out of position. And that's why you get a tackle for loss. Back throwing the ball in the red zone, combo route up top against man-to-man, play fake, pull it up, back shoulder it, and it's a good throw. What they got was man across. They're worried about LSU's offensive line and their ability to run the ball. Plus, they put a tight end up there in front of the back. So you've got a 4-man front. There are 2 in there, but they man it up across so that you can pressure the line of scrimmage. So singled up on all 3 receivers there and there with a free over here to bracket that single side to the left. And so the combo is I'm vertical to the outside on that read. We're going to slant it underneath really as the second option. And this is just a pre-snap deal right here where a quarterback, I think, has already seen the man-to-man and knows where he's going with the football. He's just got to follow through with the fake and get it out on time. You see him right there. It's a simple read. His footwork's really good. Now he's going to put it where his guy can get it on the outside shoulder. If that ball is left inside or underthrown, it's going to be batted away. It's outside on his guy, and so it's a really good throw. Georgia Southern was a 10-win football team a year ago. That's a good competitive program. Now, just because they won last year doesn't mean they're going to win this year. It's the same with every team. It's not always the best indicator, but this is no slouch that LSU was just dominating in their season opener. Defense on the field again. They're going option pass, try to hit you deep and draw everybody up to the run. The backside slips through, knocks the ball out, creates a turnover. You got a scoop situation. So, you know, and after what highlights you've seen, you understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it look like option because these safeties have been so active flying down to your run game. You're trying to run at them, show them, and then pull back and catch them up so you can throw a ball over their head. So the play call totally makes sense in the game. What we can't see is if you're going to get a guy on top right here. We do know that he stays with coverage. It's a really good job there. But you got to block it up on the backside, and that's the thing they don't get done. Turning the left guard back, a little bit out of position, but his feet get stuck, and now it's over. Back throwing it in the red zone, combo routes out of bunch on both sides. He goes to the wide side of the field, throws the hitch in the end zone. And again, this is quarterbacks and receivers reading zone as opposed to man. That'll dictate the routes. And so they give him a 4-man front. But as you can see, they've been burned by man. They bunch it. They're giving you cushion on the outside. And even down here on the goal line, they're giving you safeties in the middle of the field. So he reads zone pre-snap. Both outsides are hitching it, finding a throwing lane in the end zone. We're sending somebody underneath on both to pull defenders up. And if nobody comes, the back's going to check, and he's going to find in the middle and kind of be an outlet. Watch him read the field, no hesitation, and that's why you have a touchdown. Safety lining up in coverage, doesn't really have to respect the pass and comes flying down here to make a tackle for loss. Option coming his way. He's the one guy they don't account for, and he makes the play. By saying that, the one guy that they don't account for, again, if you look, it's a team that on the formation, the front is actually an under front, so it's opposite the strength of the formation, and your linebackers and safety are shaded away from the front. So because of that front, they get it actually blocked pretty well, and you're going to pitch this option off the end man line of scrimmage. So there's your pitch man. That's where they're headed with a lead blocker if the ball gets pitched, and you're blocked everywhere else. They've actually done a nice job everywhere else. It's just this safety is the one guy who's not accounted for in the blocking, and he's the one who comes and makes a play just because he's so urgent and reads it so quickly. Here you are back in the red zone, screen on the goal line from under center, and it's a really good way to do it. Under center, one step, get the ball out more quickly, touchdown. So just a little thing in the design, this will go in a scouting report for future opponents, is they put him under center right here. And like I said, as a quarterback, you get the snap quicker and you can get it out quicker. And so that'll be something other teams will note. The other thing is I just really like the design. You're going to motion behind 2 guys, make sure it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Again, out on time and accurate. Don't make him go to his feet or leave his feet, and he can score. Look at it on the outside. It's man-to-man. There's no way to switch it, and it happens quicker than the defense can react. 4 wides against cover 2. Get that high-low concept to the right side of the field, hits the deep ball before the safety can get over. Show you how it happened. And real quick, just keep in mind, you can't see everything on the screen, but you can tell what it is. It's a 4-3 defense. They have 3 linebackers on the field, and there are 2 safeties back here on the hashes. That's classic cover 2, and he's reading it that way. It means in classic cover 2, the corners are going to stay up, and there's that void back there behind the corner where you get that hole shot. He chooses this side of the field where you're going to get it out to hold the corner, and we're going vertical and widening on top of that into that hole in behind that corner and in front of that safety over there in that void off the screen. Now watch something the quarterback does after the play fake. He puts his eyes on that safety on that side of the field. That's what he's doing. He's wanting to hold him on the hash with his eyes before he throws the football, then turn, let it go on time. That's the safety he was looking at, who lined up on this hash, and he wanted to hold him there as long as he could because he's going to try to put that ball out here on the numbers before the safety can run it down, and they executed it nicely. Timing and accuracy. Here they are back in the red zone, hit a little skinny post, slant into the end zone for a touchdown, in break. What's interesting about this is 35-3, and I think he's just starting to have a little fun because they give you a 4-3 look right here. Again, technically kind of an under front. You can't really see it, but I'm just assuming linebackers are all shaded to the field, but this is the 3 receiver side for LSU. And if you look at defenders with that 4-3, you're going to have a corner, a safety back here, and then, of course, this underneath. But that's 3-on-3 to this side. And into the boundary, because of the way they line up, you got corner, potentially linebacker drops, and a safety already lined up there. So 3 defenders to defend pass against what is going to be only 2 receivers. So he just chooses that side because I think he's in the short side and can see that the safety who could potentially get underneath this touchdown throw or foul it up is already removed off the hash and thinking outside. So I think that's what he sees. He just sees a void right in here where the route is going to terminate. They all drop. You got a linebacker who's going to jump on that underneath, and so it's just a matter of finding a space, a throwing lane. So instead of reading the side of the field where he had numbers, I think he's just wanting to force it in here to this guy. So when you do, the ball better come out on time. When you see it from behind, he puts his eyes on him the whole way. And you got 3 defenders there, 1 trailing, 1 underneath, 1 coming from the backside, and he just fits it in.
All right. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Radio Wyatt. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions or comments, opinions, otherwise, I take criticism pretty well also. And also, subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell if you haven't already. That way you know when new videos are posted, which they will be quite often throughout the football season. And thanks as always to Renaissance Bank, the best bank in the South. Renaissance Bank, RenaissanceNation.com. Appreciate them. Appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time. See ya.